Rivals of Aether is somewhat lacking in terms of single-player content. Sure, there's a story mode and a survival mode, but once you finish those, there really isn't much left. Fortunately, the workshop seems to remedy this with the addition of boss fights. These provide interesting single-player challenges for players of all skill level. But which ones are the hardest? Today I'd like to rank all of these fights to see which one is on top. Beast deity Hikaru is fought by fighting a Hikaru CPU at level 1. By advancing through her dialogue, or if you prefer smacking her in the face, the fight will begin. While the health bar looks threatening at first, don't be intimidated by it. Each chunk of Hikaru's health is a phase of the fight. In each phase, she will attack you while using an element in addition to her base moveset. She can breathe fire, summon waterfalls, create earth pillars, blow you around with wind, freeze you or herself in time, hide in the shadows of the void, and lastly bombard you with everything at once. However, none of these attacks are particularly dangerous, and Hikaru herself is still just a level 1 CPU. If that's too daunting, you can simply continue talking to her instead. You can peacefully end the fight without lifting a finger. Hikaru is a neat showcase of what's possible with workshop bosses, but at the end of the day, she's not too much trouble. Castlevania, Dracula's castle, is home to none other than the Belmont's Bane himself. However, the inhabitants of Aether are much faster than your average vampire hunter. Dracula starts the fight by teleporting around the room, tossing fire all over the place. However, he's no match for a well-timed roll into a punishing counterattack. The fire geysers and circling fireballs take a bit more to dodge, but it's still quite easy to get hits in, even on the tougher patterns. Keep in mind that like in his source game, you'll have to land attacks on the head or they'll phase right through him. After taking him down the first time, he'll transform into his true form. While his physical attacks are fast and tricky to dodge, they'll seldom kill you. Just keep doing what you were doing before, but jump whenever he lands to avoid the shockwave. It's worth noting there's an expert version of the fight, but both are relatively the same, the main difference being Dracula has more health. Regardless, putting Dracula back in the ground isn't as hard as it seems. Colossus is a powerful robot armed to the teeth with a variety of weapons. From powerful strikes to missiles and even an energy burst, this bot has it all. The main trick to this fight is hitting the head, which deals increased damage to Colossus. This can be reached by climbing on the arms and body of it. While this fight may seem drastically more daunting than the others, the main issue with Colossus is that it's more designed for you to play as it rather than against it. Because of this, its AI is quite dumb and will often let you wail on it for a while. Given the chance, it can and will kill you. However, those opportunities are too few to consider Colossus a major threat. Godkarmachine is a force to be reckoned with. While nowhere near as strong as the highest bosses here, playing poorly can very easily cost you the game. The main thing that makes Godcar so terrifying is his absurdly strong stage control. Godcar cannot be walked through, and its attacks often fill the screen with projectiles. You can parry them, but that won't stop Godcar's relentless assault. The trick to this fight is sneaking in hits while also dodging to the best of your ability. Some characters can even create spaces for very strong assaults. If possible, try to get over Godcar when it pushes you to the edge of the stage, as that's where you're most likely to die. Keep this up and victory should be yours. At first glance, Eye of Cthulhu seems like a rather simple battle. However, this may be a little trickier than expected, mostly due to the demon eyes relentlessly attacking in the first phase of the fight. They can quickly swarm you, and taking them out is easier said than done. Once enough damage is done, the eye will stop spawning demon eyes, but the eyes do not despawn. As a trade-off, the main charging attack becomes much faster and stronger. In expert mode, the speed becomes insane. It's worth noting that the eye can go underground and off-screen, so make sure you have the distance to properly punish it when it returns. Overall, this fight isn't too hard, but it can definitely catch you off guard if you're impatient. By taunting against an Amvara CPU during the countdown, she becomes a powerful boss version. This version of the character is permanently in Balrog form. but after enough damage is dealt, she dies. While she may be mobile, her moves are rather slow, allowing you to weave in and out to get solid hits in. Just keep in mind that she has super armor, so interrupting her won't be possible. Like Colossus, she has a full moveset, so it's hard to get into specifics, but everything she has is big and slow, so using that will help you win this tough battle. Whatever you do, just don't get grabbed. Widely considered to be the mascot of workshop bosses, Boss Zeta is a force to be reckoned with. While the fight is a joke on easier difficulties, on level 9 and especially level 1, the fight will take plenty of time to master. Many of Zeta's most telegraphed moves are one-hit kills, including the one that she starts the fight with. Once you get past that, the meat of the fight begins. Zeta has armor in the form of motivation that allows her to attack relentlessly without stopping. Parrying attacks or retaliating with your own will wear her motivation down. If you aren't sure how to dodge an attack, running away is sometimes a viable option as well. When her motivation is down, you have a chance to attack until she recovers. The fight gets gradually harder, getting new moves and patterns. Your best bet is to learn the parry timings and avoid being hit at all costs. As if all of this wasn't brutal enough, the level 1 fight is much faster and only allows you to enter with one stock. Zeta's combat prowess is a force to be reckoned with. It should come as no surprise that Sans is the hardest boss on Workshop. The fight is pretty much a one-to-one recreation of the fight from Undertale. Sans' attacks do insane damage and can often kill you in one go if you aren't able to react in time. You are given healing items, but using one means the fight takes longer to finish. Parrying and dodging will do nothing to stop the damage from the bones. All you can do is dodge. If that wasn't enough to solidify this fight as the hardest boss in the game, this is on the easy difficulty. The hard difficulty gives you a much smaller health cap, and if that wasn't bad enough, also completely removes your healing items. As of recording this, I have yet to beat this fight. However, with enough practice and dedication, this fight is absolutely doable. Those were all the bosses currently released on Workshop. However, with the addition of stage scripting, tons of unique ideas are in the works. I'm confident that more single-player content will be available for Rivals in the near future. It's amazing to see what this community can pull off, and the best part is, there's always something new right around the corner.